Hello and welcome to the Audio Dad Chronicles. I'm Shale. Today we're going to dive back into the music of Nightwish with Élan. So I've been a big fan of progressive metal and symphonic metal for many years, but I came to realize it's been a little while since I've really focused my attention on the symphonic metal side, so I've been wanting to get back into that more. And along the way, I realized that I haven't really been paying too much attention to one of the pioneers and the bigger names in the genre, Nightwish. So we are well overdue to check them out on this channel. I'm well overdue to listen to them in general. And I came to realize that I only know a very select few of the songs from their current singer, Floor Jansen, and I need to make up for that. So today, we're going to be checking out one of their tunes, a little bit older ones, called Élan. And I'm really excited to check this out. Now, knowing that Nightwish and the symphonic metal genre in general are quite known for having powerful operatic style vocals and singing, and I know Floor Jansen's not going to be any different in that regard, I'm already planning ahead, and we're going to do a deconstruction on this one. So that's where we do the stem isolations and we listen back to the song, and we separate the stems and listen to the singing and the other instrumentation on their own. So we're going to have our first reaction coming up in a moment here. And after that, we're going to jump right into the deconstruction isolated stems version of this song right after. So do stick around for that. It'll be after this first reaction. And if you want to skip ahead, there will be references down below in the comments where you can skip ahead to that chapter. So without further ado, let's jump into Nightwish, Élan. Love the flute sounds. Quick little pause there. First of all, loving the look of this video, the aesthetics. Floor looks absolutely gorgeous in this. And great choice of microphones, I gotta say. Loving this so far. The strings are just kicking in. That flute sound, very cool. Likely played on synthesizer, at least live. In the studio, you never know what they're gonna do. We'll definitely have to peel that apart on the deconstruction side of this. But before we get too far into it, let's back it up because, like I said, digging the heck out of this, and I want to hear a little bit more.
The
Oh, real flute. Love it. At least for the video. But maybe they do it live. Let me know in the comments if you know, would you? Very fitting there, as I was just going to make a comment on the lyrics that you can understand, both as a observation of the beauty in her voice, very high operatic register, as is common for this style, and just in the general fact that symphonic metal and progressive metal is very notable hallmark of it being the songwriting and the lyricism. The lyrics tend to be very deep, very story-driven. You're telling a tale with every song, or often even throughout the course of an album, with a lot of albums being concept albums and styling. So always appreciate the more thoughtful, deeper, richer story that's being told within a symphonic metal, as opposed to some of the harder, heavier music that I have a tendency to listen to, which is a little more bludgeony, straightforward. Like I say, no criticism, just not so rich storytelling. So having lyrics to really digest and or not to say that they're not poetic, because they're quite poetic, but that they're a little more obvious in what they are that they're saying, even if they are using very descriptive words and reference to the coloration of the world that they're trying to build around them. Very beautiful. Loving this so far. This is great. Definitely what I would describe as classic Nightwish. They have their sound and they've stuck to it, and that's a fantastic thing because they are great songwriters. Back to that flute. Love that sound. So the song title, Élan, not sure if that's going to come out in the lyrics or not, but looking it up previously, it looks like that is French for momentum or vigor, spirit. So not sure if that's going to tie into the lyrics or not. Time will tell, I suppose, on that one, but loving the song so far. It's definitely got a lot of the hallmarks of symphonic or operatic metal, which is what I certainly want from Nightwish. Like I say, it has been a little while since I've listened to them, and it's nice to know that they've still got it in every regard. And I have heard a little bit of Floor's work with the band, and she absolutely melds with them, although my history with the band certainly dates back into earlier days with Tarja and Anik. But still loving what I'm hearing from this, and this is great. So let's let it keep going, as it is. The run's not undone. And again, loving that flute.
Come to life, open mind, have a laugh at the underdogs. Come drink
I like the fact that during this particular section of it, their bass player is using a cello, or kind of like an upright bass, but playing a four-string still all the same. And I noted earlier in the more heavier sections of this song that he was playing a Warwick buzzard bass. Most notable used, or maybe even the signature model for John Entwistle, formerly of The Who. So that's pretty cool. I've always loved those basses. I think they are metal to the core for sure. Really, really cool. Digging this so far. Love the dancing and everything going on. It's like all the characters, and they're all older. They're all intentionally senior citizens. Very interesting choice. I'm sure it relates to the story that they're telling, but they're all coming together now in some vigorous spirit. Some momentum is going on here. Raise a glass. And there it is. That was Nightwish Élan. I really dug that tune, and I can't believe it took this long for me to get back into the music of Nightwish, and I'm really happy to see that they sound like I remember them. I definitely have appreciated the band over the years. I wish I'd follow them a little more regularly, but as it happens, that's just the way it goes. I started getting into some other music styles and bands and making cinematic music and things like that, and so I started delving into a more traditional soundtrack type work for a lot of what I do on the side and for my own personal music. But definitely enjoying getting back into the symphonic and operatic metal. I'm going to have to check out some more of that. I really appreciate you all coming along with me on this one, and I hope you stick around after the break when we get into the deconstruction of Élan by Nightwish. Thanks for sticking around and welcome back. So here we are. We're going to get straight into the deconstruction of Nightwish's Élan. So let's move on over to here. And quick recap for those that aren't used to seeing this, over on this channel we like doing these things that we call deconstructions, where we take the song and we strip apart all the individual instruments into their isolated stems and give them another listen once over just to see what it was that made this song and tear it apart a little bit. Listen to the individual instruments and singer especially on their own to kind of appreciate them on just that next level. So on the screen here, we can see at the top we have our vocals, guitar, bass, drums, piano, and other. Other would most likely be things like the flute and other instrumentation, the strings, things like that appeared throughout the song. But we're mostly going to focus on, like I say, the vocals, maybe a little bit of guitar. We do want to hear that flute on its own at one point, though. That's definitely going to happen. So we're just going to dive straight into this now. So we're going to let the song play, and then we'll start tearing it apart as it goes. I gotta say, I didn't point it out earlier, but I love the owl. Owls are one of my favorite animals. Maybe I should have switched mics for this. As indicated, we're going to do a little bit of a breakdown here. So let's take a quick peek at what has been dubbed the other. Like I say, most likely going to be that flute. We'll give that a quick little listen because it doesn't appear too much in the song. But here's a great chance we've got it out on its own. So let's just give that a listen and hear it. Sounds like there's a number of different instruments in there. Very cool. And for those that are curious about how I do this, if you go over to my Patreon page, link above, you will find that I have a video on there on how to do this yourself. Now, I am using a lot of, call it sophisticated hardware and software. I've got what's known as a MIDI controller in front of me. It allows me to push buttons and turn off and on the different instruments. And the software that I'm using has been purpose-built to do things like this as well. But on the tutorial video that I made that's over on the Patreon, I intentionally did it in a way that you all can replicate what I do here if you want to. I show you how to get the song itself downloaded, separating the stems, and then go from there. So if you want to check that out, be my guest. And do support us while you're at it. And songs like this, specifically deconstruction videos or my reactions in general, at the time, as of this filming anyways, I am currently offering the opportunity to sponsor a reaction or a deconstruction video. We're trying to raise a little bit extra money because we've been having a lot of camera problems as of late, and I'm getting a lot of interference and clicks and pops. So hopefully this video comes out clean and I don't have to scrap it. I have had to scrap a couple of videos recently for it, and it's been very frustrating. So because of that, we are offering sponsorships for reaction videos or deconstruction videos. So if you want to sponsor a reaction, you can go to my Buy Me a Coffee page, again, link above. And from there, you will have the opportunity to sponsor a video or support the channel in general through buying us a coffee, leaving me a tip, etc. And if you are interested, you'd let us know what song you want me to do, and we will do a reaction to that. If you want to see a full deconstruction, and it's a song we haven't done, you can sponsor that. If you want to see a deconstruction of a song we have done, then just call that a regular reaction and just sponsor a regular video and say that you want me to do a deconstruction on that song, and you can do it that way. But the deconstruction ones, that's kind of like a double shot. There's 2 songs, we're going through it, so those are separated into their own little categories. So if you want to sponsor us over there, be greatly appreciated. All the money goes right back into the channel. Speaking of going right back, let's get right back into the song. Floor is about to sing, and we need to let her do that on her own. So let's do that.
Leave the sleep and let the springtime talk in tones from the time before. Listen to a daffodil tell a tale. Let the guest in walk out. Be the first to greet the morn. The meadows of heaven await harvest. The cliffs unjumped, cold waters untouched. The elsewhere creatures yet unseen. Finally a number came up. Free fall awaits the brave.
What a voice. It's so nice hearing it on its own. We're going to try not to spend too long tearing this all apart, but I do like to give appreciation to everybody while we're at it. So why don't we take a quick little moment to look at the bass, look at the drums, let them stand out on their own to hear what they sound like with their individual tones. So why don't we cue up the drums first? So you can hear that is the drum kit as a whole all mixed together in one big, nice, big stereo field. We'll switch that over to the bass. So it sounds to me like he's likely uses a pick. I can hear that little bit of clicking in there. And he probably mic'd up his bass guitar. You can kind of hear the room. There's a bit of ambience to it. Very, very cool.
Listen to a daffodil tell a tale. Let the guest in walk out. Be the first to greet the morn. The meadows of heaven await harvest. The cliffs unjumped, cold waters untouched. The elsewhere creatures yet unseen. Finally a number came up. Free fall awaits the brave.
And now for the guitar. Nice big open chord. You can hear this acoustic guitar underneath it. I didn't pick that out the first time in the overall mix. Very cool. Very, very cool. Let's switch that back over. Let Floor sing that verse, shall we?
Come, taste the wine.
Harmonies. Love that. We get the background singing.
Come, Come, surf the clouds, race the dark. It feeds from the runs undone. Meet me where the cliff breaks the sea.
Love that flute. Just gives a great hook.
The answer to the riddle before your eyes isn't dead leaves and fleeting skies, returning swans and sedulous mice, writings on the garden's book in the minute of a lover's nook, building a sandcastle close to the shore, a house of cards from a worn-out deck, a home from the fellowship, poise and calm, write a lyric for a song only you can understand.
Let's back that up a touch. Like I say, for a lot of this, we're here to hear Floor. We're here to hear Floor on her own. Not to discount for the rest of the band, but her voice is just so gorgeous. We gotta appreciate it when we can.
The riddle before your eyes isn't dead leaves and fleeting skies, returning swans and sedulous mice, writings on the garden's book in the minute of a lover's look, building a sand.
Also want to hear that flute again. Sorry to cut her off there, but before we get too far ahead, why don't we bring that flute back in and let it have that moment. Get those strings in there too.
The answer to the riddle before your eyes isn't dead leaves and fleeting skies, returning swans and sedulous mice, writings on the garden's book in the minute of a lover's look, building a sandcastle close to the shore, a house of cards from a worn-out deck, a home from the fellowship, poise and calm, write a lyric for a song only you can understand. Come, taste the wine, raise the blind, they will guide you from the light, writing notes till the end of time. Come, surf the clouds, race the dark, it feeds from the runs undone, meet me where the cliff breaks the sea.
Back to that flute.
Riding hard, every shooting star.
Now there are some harmonies.
Open mind, have a laugh at the orthodox. Come, drink deep, let the dam of mind see. Travel with Roadie land, dance a jig at the funeral. Come, taste the wine, raise the blind. They will guide you from the light, writing notes till the end of time. Ooh, come, surf the clouds, race the dark. It feeds from the runs undone. Meet me where the cliff breaks the sea. Come.
Wow, that sounded great. Let's back that up a little bit there. I want to hear that guitar though, that one. Just really straightforward, but it's got a good meaty tone going on.
Deep, let the dam of mind see. Travel with Roadie land, dance a jig at the funeral. Come, taste the wine.
Great pause there.
They will guide you from the light, writing notes till the end of
This is what it looks like when I dance.
time. Ooh, come, surf the clouds, raise the
just hear the crowd cheering. Very cool. Great performances all around. Really nice to hear Floor on her own, pardon me, as well as getting the background vocals and the added harmonies in there. It's always fun doing these deconstructions. Always enjoyed these. I hope to do more of them. And I hope you come along when I do. And I hope to see you then.